Mohommed Ali Shah, defense analyst, is also with us on the broadcast. Major Mohommed Ali Shah, who do you believe could be possibly behind this? Firstly, what is your reaction to the findings of the survey? And who do you believe could be behind this blatant Hinduphobia and this anti-India mindset and propaganda globally?
Uday, firstly, let me tell you, I am not just surprised, I am shocked. I'm aghast. I did not know that such a thing happened, and when I read this, I said, no, this is bunkum, this is utter rubbish, and the authors don't know what they're talking about. But I would be a fool if I have to bury my head in the sand and not see what the report, what the findings came out to be. If I have to be a responsible and an intelligent individual, I have to see it responsibly that, okay, there is no smoke without fire. Maybe the report that they have brought out could be responsible. Now let me look at it logically. Now, when I sat down to think of it logically and I said, okay, why is this happening? What is the reason behind it? Who are the people responsible for this? Because I believe hate begets hate, love begets love. And there's so much of hate happening from both sides. There should not be any hate. I believe in humanity. As simple as that. I'm a strong believer of humanity, and I don't think that Muslims are under threat. I don't think so. I think Islamophobia, when the term comes, the Islamists are themselves responsible for Islamophobia. 9/11, Osama bin Laden, he is responsible for Islamophobia. What happened in Udaipur? The two terrorists who came and beheaded Kanhaiya ji, they are responsible for Islamophobia. So, when we talk about Islamophobia or Hinduphobia, well, I have so many friends who are non-Muslims. I don't see them as a threat, and they don't see me as a threat either. So who is actually doing this? This is internal hidden hatred from certain sects who, as kids, who have picked this up and who have grown up with that hatred. Unfortunately, shameful, rather shameful. There is a place in Nasik Center, in Artillery Center. There, that's the regiment I belong to. On one square, we have the mosque, the temple, the church, and the Gurdwara, all in one square. And in the army, I was in the Rajput regiment. I followed the Rajput traditions wholeheartedly, and I love them. And I'm very proud of that fact. If you think you're beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you'd like to win but think you cannot, there's almost a hint you won't. If you're outclassed, you are. So we have to think first what I don't think that anyone hates me. No. In fact, I must say, at the risk of sounding a bit immodest, I'm very popular among my friend circle. My friends love me. Yes. And I love them for what they are. When you look at the person in the eye, you don't see if he's a Hindu or a Muslim or he's a Christian or he's a Sikh. You see him as an individual, as a human, as a person. And there is a need for people to be educated, to do a self-introspection, to realize that we have to coexist in this world. We cannot be divided. We cannot spread hatred that, oh, you are this and I am that. No. My community is one community. I'm an Indian. I'm an Indian before I'm a Muslim. And I'm a former army officer, and I'm very proud of the fact. In the army, we almost followed one religion. In fact, you saw during Ramadan, the GOC 15 Corps in Srinagar, Lieutenant General Pandey, led the prayers in the mosque. He was there, along with a Sikh general officer, along with others who are non-Muslims. So why cannot we coexist together? Why cannot we learn from the armed forces? So I am not just surprised, I am aghast. And well, the two authors over here, you might get a backlash. But let me tell you, don't take that seriously. We have to understand and do a self-introspection. And I respect the fact that you actually came out, because you are not making it up. You are merely reporting something which is existing perhaps, which I don't believe, right? But obviously, when you have come out with this book, you obviously have done your research, and there must be something. Now, if I don't recognize the problem, I will be the fool, not anyone else. I can close my eyes and say, no, I don't believe this book. It's rubbish, it's rubbish. It's very easy for me to say that and think of it. But if I look at it responsibly, and logically, and intelligently, they have just brought forward something, a fact-finding which they found. So I say there is a lot of hatred, especially with these last 2 years. Why has it happened in the last 2 years? Again, it's a question we have to do a self-introspection. We have to ask ourselves, because peace is the only way. Leo Tolstoy, in the book War and Peace, he wrote, being peaceful is better than being right. You know, it was really shocking to me, and I thank the two of you for actually bringing this book and actually reporting what you thought needs to be. And now, what is the corrective measure? How we don't react, right? Okay, we don't react when hatred comes. What is the way to? That means we should shower love, because I believe love begets love. By reacting violently or by reacting with hate, we will give further rise to hate, which I condemn wholeheartedly, irrespective of whichever community, caste, creed, village, whichever background the person is from. So I really hope and pray that good sense prevails and the people are educated to make sure, to ensure. It is our responsibility to spread peace, love, harmony. We are a salad bowl nation. We are not a melting pot. In a salad bowl, you can easily distinguish between a cucumber, a carrot, a potato, a tomato, and we all coexist together. So it's very important for us to come together, join hands, and say we are human beings first. Humanity is a religion. Our community is humanity. Our nation, we are very patriotic. Our nation comes first, always and every time for everyone. So it's about time that we all have to do a self-introspection, and people who would not be happy with this book, I would urge them to please, it's very easy to rebuke someone's creativity or someone's research, but to understand, unless a doctor knows what the problem is, jab tak wo nerves nahi pakadega, how will he cure the disease or the ailment or the illness? A doctor first has to know कि हाँ बीमारी है, ये बीमारी है. Only then he would be able to prescribe a medicine. And the medicine to that.
I'd like to say something here, if I may.
Please do.
I just wanted to say that the hate begets hate is a concept that I do agree with. But being a student of history rather than an army officer, I'd like to tell my friend Major Shah that I do believe that the reason why such hateful, genocidal ideologies are springing up in the United States, not in India, is because of the success of the Indian diaspora.
Thanks to all of our guests for joining us on this discussion.